I'm Brian Johnson, and we're here in another episode of Better Cocktails at Home. We're in our home bar, the Quarter Deck Club, and we are making a drink from one of my early cocktail heroes, Robert Hess, and it's called the Black Feather. It's named after his home cocktail bar, and so it's kind of like his house drink. But it's really tasty, and it's very Robert Hess style. So we're gonna make it, and hopefully you can make it along with us, and you'll enjoy it too. This is a stirred cocktail. So we'll be using a mixing glass, and it's got a brandy-based spirit, so I'm using a cognac. So as we know, all cognac is brandy, not all brandy is cognac. So something to keep in mind. We're gonna do 2 ounces of this. And we'll add that. Next up is dry vermouth. This is Dolin. Kind of like my house dry vermouth. It's really easy to get, tasty, works in a lot of drinks, and I really enjoy it. So we're gonna do 1 ounce of this. And we'll add that. And then Cointreau, we're gonna do 1/2 ounce. If you don't have Cointreau, you could try subbing Grand Marnier, but only because Grand Marnier is a brandy-based orange liqueur, or using brandy, so it might work okay, but I would probably try to stick with Cointreau because they are fairly different orange liqueurs. And then finally, we have 1 dash of bitters. I'm using Angostura here. He actually calls for, in this book, his house bitters. He makes himself. I obviously don't have those, but he also says that Angostura will work just great. So 1 dash. And that's all we're going to be putting in this drink. So we're going to stir it right now. All right, and for stirring, you want to make sure that the goal is to stir for about 30-40 seconds. Try to maintain a quiet stir, right? That's ideal. Like, you don't want to be like clanking around with your ice. That's not a good stir. So you want a nice quiet stir. It's kind of in the fingertips I found a lot. Like I said, about 30 to 40 seconds, and this should give your drink enough time to chill and add some dilution. All right. Now, if I'm at home making drinks for like myself or my wife or somebody, I'll often take a little taste just to kind of see where the chill factor is, how cold it is, if I think it needs a little more, a little less dilution. You can always adjust it from there, but I think this is pretty good. And so we're gonna strain this into a chilled cocktail glass. Having a pre-chilled cocktail glass keeps your cocktail colder longer, and it provides a better drinking experience. And then finally, he calls for a lemon peel garnish. And we're gonna squeeze that right over the drink to get those oils on it. That adds a nice flavor. And then I do once around the rim, and then give it a nice little twist, and then drop it in. So that's the Black Feather, created by Robert Hess in 2000. It's a lovely drink, and let's give it a try. So for me, I get a lot of the dry vermouth really comes through. Like I said before, what kind of brandy you choose, whether it's a little higher proof or not, I think it's going to make this drink, the brandy, come through more or less. But it's a really kind of a classic style drink. Classic flavors. The lemon oil gives it a nice crispness to the flavor. It's a very Robert Hess style drink. And so a little tribute to somebody I really looked up to when I first started making cocktails, just because he had a wealth of knowledge. He was never a professional bartender. His book is fantastic. I've read it many times. I don't know if it's in print anymore, but it's fabulous. Drink is tasty. I really enjoy it. But that's the Black Feather. And I hope you enjoyed this episode of Better Cocktails at Home, and we'll see you next time.